students, welcome to the online video lecture on fluid mechanics. So in the previous video we have discussed interesting concepts of the fluid mechanics, and even we have solved some of the numericals which are related to those concepts. Hope all of you have understood those concepts as well as numerical. So in this video we are going to start with another new concept, and further we are going to solve some of the numericals related to those concepts. So without wasting much time, let us begin with this session. Hello my dear students. So today in this video we are going to derive the derivation, that is laminar flow through the circular pipes, the equation for laminar flow through the circular pipe, so which is also known as Hagen-Poiseuille equation. So in this derivation we'll going to derive the equation for pressure distribution, then the velocity distribution, then the shear stress distribution. Okay, so let us begin with this derivation now. So a simple schematic figure for this derivation has been drawn here. Okay, so let us consider a steady laminar flow through a horizontal circular pipe of radius r, and let us consider a cylindrical element. So this is also cylindrical element A, B, C, D of length dx, so that is delta x, and radius small r. Now the pressure force acting on this element R, that is P, and P plus dou P by dou x into dx delta x. So these are the pressure intensities acting on face AB as well as CD. So I have for clear picture I have drawn the same figure here. So this is a cylindrical element. Now the forces acting on this element are, that is, the force acting on this element, that is A, B, C, D, on this element are, first force that is acting on face AB, that is pressure force into its area, so that will be P into pi r square on face AB. Now similarly, the pressure force acting on face CD, that is second force, that is P plus dou P by dou x into delta x into area, that is pi r square, acting on face CD. Okay, now so there will be shear stress, so because the flow is flowing and this is element, so which will have some shear stress on that surfaces. So now the third force acting on this cylindrical element will be shear force, so that is tau into 2 pi r delta x. So the length I have considered, this is acting on both surface AC as well as BC, on both AC and BD. Now, so as there is no acceleration is observed in this flow, therefore the sum of all forces in the direction of flow will be equal to 0. Means as there is no acceleration, the sum of all the forces acting on this element will be equals to 0, that is P pi r square, that is flowing in the same direction, whereas this force acting on CD is in opposite direction, so I will consider minus, that is P plus dou P by dou x delta x pi r square, and shear force is acting in the opposite direction, so that will be tau 2 pi r delta x will be equals to 0 now. So if I simplify this one, so I will get an equation. So this P and tau PR will get cancelled. So if I simplify this one, so I'll get equation minus dou P by dou x delta x pi r square minus tau 2 pi r delta x will be equals to 0. So this is the equation I got now. Now if I simplify this one, so if I rearrange the terms, so then I will get, So that is, if I rearrange this term, so I will get shear stress tau is equals to, tau will be equals to minus dou p by dou x r by 2. So if I rearrange this one, so I will get shear stress, that is equation 1. So this is a shear stress, the acting on this cylindrical element, okay, for a flow, for a laminar flow. So this is a shear stress now. Now this shear force across the section varies with respect to R, because R is the only one term which will be varying in this one. If I increase this R, obviously there will be change in the shear stress. If I decrease means, so again there will be change in the this shear force, because this R is dependent on the cylindrical element now. Now to obtain the, so this is a velocity, shear stress for with respect to this element. Now this shear stress is given in a figure, represented in a pictorial, that is, it is represented like this. Shear stress will be like this, because so shear stress, the shear force on the wall side will be maximum, as there will be the friction, the maximum friction is observed between the fluid and the cylinder element, means the pipe. So here it will be more, and at the center line the shear force will be less. So this complete velocity and shear distribution I will draw at the end, okay. Now, but we generally know that shear stress on the wall side will be maximum and shear stress at the center of the pipe will be less. Now to get the velocity, distribution across the section, so then we need to identify the shear stress value in the Newton's law. Okay, what is our Newton's law? It is nothing but tau is equals to mu into dou u by dou y. Okay, so this is our shear stress equation, okay, for Newton's law. So I need to substitute this shear stress value in this equation. Okay, now y is measured, okay, now this is a y-axis and this is x-axis. Now this y is measured in term of r, okay, because radius we are considering the circular pipes, so it is in terms of r. So I will consider r minus r, so that I will get a exact y. So y will be equals to r minus small r. This is a radius of pipe, main pipe, and this is a radius of cylindrical element. So that section we have considered. Now differentiating this above equation, I will get dy will be equals to minus dr. Okay, because this one will be the varying factor, whereas this is not varying, so that will be a fixed one. Now substitute this dy in the shear stress equation, so that is tau is equals to mu into dou u by minus dou r, okay, will be equals to the same equation, that is will be equals to minus dou p by dou x r by 2. So this is our shear stress equation obtained. Now this is a general shear stress equation. If I substitute that dy term in this one, so I will equate these both the equation. Now after equating both equation, so I will get, that is dou u by dou r minus will be equals to r by 2 minus dou p by dou x. Okay, now I will rearrange the terms. Now du, that is dou u will be equals to, dou v will be equals to 1 by 2 mu, that is dou p by dou x into r into dou r. Okay, this is the equation we are, after simplifying this, so we'll get this equation. Dou u is equals to half 2 mu dou p by dou x into r into dou r. Now if I integrate this equation, I will get, so after integration, if I integrate this above equation, above equation. So we get u will be equals to half 2 mu dou p by dou x. R is there, dou r. So it will be r square by 2 plus integration constant. Okay. Now we have got u equation, but this integration constant to be identified. Okay, that is very important. This integration constant, we cannot keep it in a same in a velocity equation. So I need to identify this integration constant. To identify this integration constant, so I need to use the boundary condition. I will erase this one. So I need to use the boundary condition, that is r will be equals to capital R and velocity u will be equals to 0. This is a boundary condition to identify this integration constant. Now let us substitute these value here. So let u will be 0, then half 2 mu, that is dou p by dou x, r is capital R square divided by 2 plus c. Now the c equation will be minus 2 mu dou p by dou x r square by 2. So this is our equation. So again, if I simplify this one, so it will be minus 4 by mu dou p by dou x r square. So this is a constant value. Integration constant value is minus 1 by 4 mu dou p by dou x r square. So this c value to be substituted in this equation. So I'll consider this as equation 2. I will consider this as equation 2. Let us substitute this integration constant in equation 2. So that will be u will be equals to half into mu, that is dou p by dou x r square by 2 plus, so it is minus is there, I will directly write it, minus 1 by 4 mu dou p by dou x r square. So similarly this r I will multiply it here, so then again it will be 4 mu. Okay, 4 mu. So if I take common outside, the common term outside, that is 1 by 4 mu dou p by dou x, then the remaining equation will be r square minus r square. Okay, this is a remaining equation. So from figure if I replace this, if I interchange this r value, then my equation becomes, so that is u will be equals to 1 by 4 mu minus, it is minus, if I interchange this one, minus dou p by dou x into r square minus small r square. Now this is a velocity equation for the laminar flow flowing in a circular pipe. Now this is a one equation and this is first equation, that is this is a shear stress equation for the flow through the circular pipes, and similarly this is a velocity for flow, laminar flow through the circular pipe. Now again, this, after identifying the velocity and shear stress, now we need to identify the ratio of maximum velocity to average velocity. And in the most of examination, up to this, that is to identify the ratio of maximum velocity to the average velocity, up to this question it will be asked, and this question is asked for 10 to 12 marks. If they ask only to identify the velocity and shear stress for a circular pipe, so then you need to solve up to these two equations. Okay, if they ask to identify if they ask to prove, that is maximum velocity to the average velocity is, that is 2 equals to 2, that we're going to derive now. So if they ask for that, so then it will be asked for 10 marks. Till that you need to know. I will just erase this equation. Again I will write final equations. Okay. Now we have identified the shear stress as well as velocity through a laminar flow in a circular pipe. Then the next very important is now integrating this above equation. Okay, now we have already calculated the velocity and the shear stress, and this representation of shear stress and velocity distribution in a pipe will be like this. Now I can easily draw the both the okay. Now this is of shear stress distribution. The shear stress distribution will be like this, and the velocity distribution will be in a parabolic nature. It will be in a parabolic nature. As we all know that the velocity at the center of the pipe or any center of the flow, it will be maximum at its center line. So here you will get u equals to maximum, whereas at the wall side the velocity will be minimum, very minimum, because due to the friction the flow is resisted, and due to the friction the shear stress will be maximum at the boundaries or the wall end, whereas the shear stress will be minimum at the center of pipe. So this is a velocity distribution, and even this figure you need to draw in the examination. Okay, now the average velocity, okay, now the maximum velocity is obtained. So as I have drawn in the figure, the maximum velocity will be at the center of pipe. So the maximum velocity, that is u max, will be obtained when r is small, that is when there is no radius, means obviously it is lying in this center line. So when r is 0, so here is the point where we will get the maximum velocity. Let us substitute this r value in our velocity equation, that is u max will be equals to 1 by 4 mu, that is dou p by dou x r. So it will be minus, okay, minus 1 by 4 mu dou p by dou x r square. So this is our equation, that is maximum velocity. Now the average velocity is obtained. Now the average velocity in this circular pipe is obtained by dividing the discharge through a cross-sectional area. That is u average, that is average velocity, is equals to discharge through this pipe divided by area, okay, area of that section. Now discharge is obtained, that is q is obtained by considering the circular element of this section. So it will be velocity into 2 pi r dr. So this is our discharge equation. But whereas velocity is, we have already calculated velocity equation, therefore q will be equals to minus 4 by mu dou p by dou x into r square minus r small r square into 2 pi r dr. Okay, now integrating this equation, so this is dq. Okay, now integrating this equation, we get actual discharge at particular section, that is q will be, integration will be equals to 0 to r I will consider, because the total circular pipe I have to consider. Flow through that section means the flow through this pipe, so I will consider from 0 to r value. Now integrating this value, that is minus 4 mu dou p by dou x r square. So I will just multiply this inside. I will take remaining all the common term outside, that is 2 pi constant. Then it will be r square minus r cube dr. Okay, now if I integrate this one, I will get equation q will be equals to so if I integrate this one, I will get 1 by 4 mu, it will minus dou p by dou x, then 2 pi, it will be r square into r minus, sorry, so integration of r will be r square by 2 minus, so integration of r cube into dr will be r raised to 4 divided by 4. Now 0 to r, 0 to r, then again q will be equals to minus 4 mu dou p by dou x 2 pi. Now if I substitute r value, then this becomes r raised to 4 divided by 2 minus r raised to 4 divided by 4. Now the discharge will be equals to minus 4 mu dou p by dou x, sorry, into 2 pi, that will be r raised to 4 divided by 4. Okay, now this is a discharge. So if I again simplify this one, so I'll get q will be equals to pi by 8 mu, I will write it minus pi by 8 mu dou p by dou x into r raised to 4. Now this is our discharge through this pipe. Let us consider this as a equation 4 now. Now the average velocity, we already know that it is a discharge divided by area. So that is q divided by area is pi r square. Now if I divide this q, that is minus, that is average velocity will be equals to pi r square. It is 8 mu dou p by dou x r raised to 4. So then the average velocity I will get, so I will just write here the average velocity I will get, okay, that is u average will be equals to minus 1 by 8 mu dou p by dou x r square. So this is equation 5. So this is our average velocity. Now if I divide this u max divided by u, what is our u max equation? U max divided by u, that is average velocity will be equals to, the u max value is minus 1 by 4 mu dou p by dou x into r square, whereas average velocity is minus 8 mu dou p by dou x into r square. So then u max divided by u bar will be equals to 2. Okay, then the ratio of maximum velocity to average velocity will be equals to 2. So generally this up to this in the examination will be asked. For example, the question will be like this: derive the maximum velocity to average velocity will be equals to 0 for a laminar flow through the circular pipes, if they ask in the examination, and this will be for 10 to 12 marks. So if you want to till this, you want to derive, again you need to identify the velocity distribution, then again you need to identify the shear stress distribution. After that you need to identify the maximum velocity, then after that identify the discharge, then the average velocity. Then if you divide maximum velocity to average velocity, you will get a ratio, that is 2. Okay, u max divided by average velocity will be equals to 2. But this is not actual or Hagen-Poiseuille equation. So this is just the ratio of u max to u bar, that is u maximum velocity to average velocity will be equals to 2. Now this Hagen-Poiseuille equation is identified by considering a elemental length, okay, that is by there is a drop in the pressure is observed in between the some length, okay. So that drop in the pressure, with the help of that drop in the pressure will get the Hagen-Poiseuille equation. So I will erase this equation, okay. Now let us consider some, okay, I'll just draw a figure here. Okay, this is our circular pipe, and this is section 1, this is section 2. Now this is a point where the beginning of flow takes place, and section 1 is at a distance of x1, where section 2 is at a distance of x2, and this distance between point 1, section 1 and section 2 is a length L. Okay, now so if I integrate this, if I integrate the average velocity with respect to x, so then I will get a pressure difference, that is pressure difference between section 1 and section 2. So what is our average velocity equation? That is minus 8 mu dou p by dou x r square. So if I just rearrange this term, so I will take dou p as one side, dou p will be equals to, so I will take minus here, it will be 8 mu r square, 8 mu u bar divided by r square into dou x. Okay, this is an equation. Now if I integrate this above equation from 1 to 2, okay, if I integrate this equation with respect to x, so then I will get, that is minus p1 p2 will be equals to 8 mu u bar r square, then the integration of dx will be x from 1 to 2, it is nothing but p1 minus x1 minus x2. Now from figure I can say that x1, that is x2 minus x1 will be equals to L. So then I will rearrange this one, so the negative will become, so this becomes p1 minus p2 will minus, if I rearrange this term, so it will be 8 u bar divided by r square, x2 minus x1 will be L from figure. Now this is our actual Hagen-Poiseuille equation. Again this is not actual, so again I need to simplify this one. Okay, now this p1, this r can be written in form of diameter. Okay, in the form of diameter, that is r will be equals to d by 2. So I will just write it here. So p1 minus p2 will be equals to 8 mu u bar divided by d by 2 whole square into L. Okay, now I will this multiply this, take this 4 outside, means take on a numerator, that is p1 by p2 will be 4 square, 2 square will be 4, 8 4s are 32, that is 32 mu u bar L divided by d square. Now this is a pressure difference. Okay, this is a pressure difference, that is between P1 and P2. Now we know that the loss of head in any pipe is given by P1 minus P2 divided by rho g. The loss of head in any pipe is given by P1 by Pg is equals to HF, that is a loss of head. Now if I divide this term by rho g, so then I will get P1 by P2 divided by rho g will be equals to HF will be equals to 32 mu u bar L, 32 u bar L divided by rho g d square. So now this is our Hagen-Poiseuille equation. Okay, so this equation is a Hagen-Poiseuille equation, that is HF will be equals to 32 mu u bar, that is average velocity into length divided by density into gravitational constant into d square. So if you derive, if they in the examination if they ask derive the equation for Hagen-Poiseuille equation, means till this much you need to derive, and this will be for 10 marks. Okay, 10 to 12 marks. So little bit lengthier derivation, but it is once if you are practiced, so then it is very easy, because all the steps are continuous, and each and every steps will carry you to the next step. So So for what are the final equation? I will just write all the important equation in this derivation. Okay. So first one is the shear stress equation. Okay. What is our shear stress first equation in the derivation? So that is tau will be equals to minus dou p by dou x r by 2. This is a shear stress in this element. Okay. Now what is a velocity distribution in this element? So that is second equation, u will be equals to minus 4 mu dou p by dou x, that is capital R square minus small r square. So this is a velocity distribution. Now what is the maximum velocity in this flow? That is u max will be equals to minus 4 mu dou p by dou x r square. Okay, this is a maximum velocity. Okay, now what is the average velocity? What is, sorry, before that, what is the discharge through this pipe? The discharge is given by minus pi by 8 mu dou p by dou x into r raised to 4. This is a discharge through this pipe. Then what is the average velocity? That is u bar will be equals to 1 by 8 mu minus 1 by 8 mu dou p by dou x r square. So this is a average velocity. Okay. Now the ratio of important, that is u max divided by u bar will be equals to 0.2. Now Hagen-Poiseuille equation is this. So this equation is a Hagen-Poiseuille equation, that is Hagen-Poiseuille equation. Okay, this is a Hagen-Poiseuille equation, that is P1 minus P2 divided by rho g equals to HF, that will be equals to 32 mu u bar L divided by rho g d square. Now these are the important equation in this derivation. Okay, so this is a, okay, these are very important equation in this. So this is a shear stress equation, then this is a velocity equation, this is a maximum velocity, then discharge, average velocity, then u max by u bar ratio, then Hagen-Poiseuille equation. And the velocity distribution, as I already shown, so it will be like this. This is a shear stress and this is a velocity distribution. Okay, so shear stress distribution will be in the shape of K, and the velocity distribution will be in the form of D. And the maximum velocity is identified at the center of the pipe at the streamline. Okay, and the shear stress, maximum shear stress is observed at the wall side. Okay, if you derive this much, you will get complete marks. But don't be you may feel that this derivation is very lengthy, so that this question might be asked for more marks. So generally in most of the examination, up to this equation they have asked in the examination, they have not asked to derive this Hagen-Poiseuille equation. So most of the questions they have asked derive or prove that maximum velocity to the average velocity is equals to 2. Up to that you have asked. In some examination they have only asked velocity distribution and the shear stress distribution. So based on the question you can go for derivation.